Why do you procrastinate harder the day after being highly productive? You've been lied to. If you're an avid procrastinator, then you've definitely heard that fear of failure is what's holding you back. In reality, it's fear of success, of becoming unrecognizable to ourselves that stops us and keeps our life the same as always. At the end of your highly productive day, you probably felt slightly exhilarated. For your mind, it was as if after 3 months of not going to the gym, you suddenly picked up a 30-kilogram weight for a few seconds, but since you were out of practice and shape, you had to drop it. By trying to hold up the 30-kilogram weight, you were trying to do the work that a professional weightlifter does with the body of someone who hadn't worked out for 3 months. You were trying to be someone different, someone unrecognizable. Like an elastic, you spring back into the comfort zone of your normal life, only worse. Due to the fact that you were excessively productive the previous day, you feel you deserve a day of congratulations, a little break. So you let yourself watch one episode before returning to work. How are you going to make change stick? First off, you've probably heard this before, but it's crucial, and it's the only popular solution that you'll be hearing me speak of today, I promise. You have to know why you're trying to make this change happen. Specifically, how this change will be the only way you can move your life forward. In Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, he explains that the only way to move forward is to burn your ships. You have to get rid of any escape routes that lead back to your previous life and make winning the only possible option. Otherwise, when you're trying to remedy, you won't have enough push to keep you moving forward. So how do you do this? First off, you need to discover why you need to do this, why watching Netflix instead of studying is unacceptable. Ultimately, when the pain of things staying the way they are is greater than the pain of taking action, that is when change happens. The next thing you have to do is not let yourself be taken. It is 10 times more difficult to get back on track than it is to fall off. The evening of the highly productive day, make 3 columns. In your first column, quickly jot down a list of everything you should not be doing during your productivity hours. Things such as watching recreational YouTube videos, Netflix, playing video games, browsing the internet for topics unrelated to your studies, and then fold over this column so the words are hidden, out of sight and out of mind. In the middle column, write what feelings these procrastinating actions are trying to cover up. Write down what you can do to deal with these feelings in healthier manners. And the last column is only to be completed the next day. Tick the tasks you felt the urge to do and jot down your thoughts. Why were you attracted to that escape route? What you're trying to run away from. And finally, write why you're strong enough to overcome these things. The third thing you can do to overcome this issue is to create a semantic field of change. In case you forgot, a semantic field is when you create an overall atmosphere of something, in this case change. So study in a new location, go to a library if you need, anything that will help you stick to your goals. You could even switch up your desk, some items on your desk, the people you study with, the time of day that you study at. You cannot live your life like before. There can be no similarities. If you don't want to spend your whole morning rearranging your bedroom today, that's fine. During your downtime when you're watching Netflix, rearrange your room so that it looks like a completely different place. You could add a table mat to change the color of your desk. The point is to become more comfortable with being uncomfortable. If you want to be able to stick to a productive task, you have to become strong enough to resist the temptation to procrastinate. And usually the urge to procrastinate comes in waves. This is ideal because if once you feel you're about to procrastinate, you set a 10-minute timer and you surf the urge. You continue doing your productive task for 10 minutes, and once those 10 minutes are over, the temptation should have subsided. If the temptation hasn't subsided, then you can decide whether you want to watch a film or continue working, but the choice has to be yours, and whatever the choice, even if it's to watch Netflix, you have to honor it and follow through with it. Eventually, you could aim to increase the time you're able to resist procrastination. Instead of 10 minutes, you can increase it to 15 minutes, but you have to do this after a whole month of having resisted temptation for 10-minute intervals. Finally, the most effective way of staying on track is to treat those negative feelings. Picture it this way. If you created some holes in the ground because of negative feelings including boredom, loneliness, etc. to escape your reality, you will only keep falling into those holes unless you fill them up and plant trees that nurture you, or if you create a bridge that acknowledges their existence but doesn't let you get dragged down. If your symptoms are very serious, of course, you should seek professional help, either from a psychologist or psychiatrist who can give you medication. But if your self-sabotaging behaviors are far less serious, you could find a friend to do a tension-releasing sport together with, such as tennis, boxing, swimming, or anything else. You could also attend a discussion group where everyone talks about their worries to others who also have their own issues. Nobody's truly listening and nobody truly cares, but it's a good way of releasing the tension. Another option is to try shadow journaling, to discover yourself and bring into the light the parts of yourself you may not have realized you were ashamed of. If you're interested, on my website I have 60 free work prompts that you can download to start improving yourself. These are free. These things can all help you come to terms with your emotions and help you realize what next steps can be taken to help you overcome your procrastination. I wish you the best and send you your dream life.